Hi, Dawn Lewis here today for KennyK stamps with a little bit of Copic marker action, and we're getting a little Halloweeny. Yeah, it's getting close, people, and there is a lot of celebration for Halloween going on at Club KennyK on Facebook. I'll link to that below. But for now, we are going to hit this mummy up with some Copic markers. I'm using warm greys. There aren't a lot of markers in this. I've started with W00, but you could just start with W0 on this for sure. I've used W00, 0, 1, 2, and 3 to build up those sort of shadows and give him a kind of a dirty bandaged look. So I have printed this just a fraction smaller than 6x6. So what I do is I make my image in Photoshop. I'll create a 6x6 image in Photoshop. I'll drop in my digital stamp. I'll throw in my text, and I'm getting smarter now. I check for spelling before I print it. And I then just make sure that it's a little inside so that I can trim it down. I print on blending card using my home printer. It's an inkjet. I use an Epson XP100 and it does a really good job. My ink doesn't bleed, it doesn't wreck up my nibs, so I'm really happy with it. And I'm using green on the eyes, so I've got G20, G21 and YG63. Moving on, to give it a grungier look, I'm using Distress Ink, starting with pumice stone. Now, Distress Ink on blending card, it really, you got to work hard to blend it, but I didn't want a smooth blend for this card. It's Halloween, it's a grubby mummy, it's meant to be old and kind of a little bit gross, to be honest. So it gave me this fantastic grungy look, which I absolutely loved. Now, technically, this is a birthday card, and the reason, and I'd had this printed out for a couple of weeks, and then I'm switching up here now. I'm using some Distress Ink called Bundled Sage just to add some green to go with the green eyes. So I'd had this printed out for a couple of weeks, meaning to do it for this Halloween spectacular, to show that you can use these stamps for something more than Halloween. And then I realized I didn't have a card, and it was my mum's birthday, and I thought this would be hilarious. Thank goodness my mum has a great sense of humor, and she's used to my weird sense of humor. So what I've done is this is trimmed down to around about 5.5 by 5.5 inches, and I've added some double-sided tape all around the edges. There's no embellishments on this card. All the colouring and the fun words and the creepy mummy do all the work. It's a fairly simple card, although I wouldn't call it clean. So you can see I've put it onto a 6x6 card base, which is a piece of craft cut to 6 inches by 12 inches, folded in half. I am adding a greeting on the inside, happy birthday. This is from the Lawn Fawn Party Animal set. It was on my table from another project, and I've used a Sharpie marker to try to mimic the script writing. I did not do a great job, but it was for my mum, and mums like handmade cards, and she loved it. She thought it was great. The other thing I had on my desk was Just For You, which I had previously used in a card earlier that day for the unicorn card. I'll pop a link to that below as well. And I've used a handmade on the back. I kept that set out and used the cute little envelope, and Mum loved this so much she tried not to tear the envelope. I'm not even lying. She doesn't tear stuff. And 3 little hearts down in the bottom left corner, and a little heart up in the top corner, and I wrote Mum's name on it, and I stamped a party hat from the Party Animal set on top of the first letter of her name. So I do hope you've enjoyed this. We have got Halloween's spectacular celebrations with Club KennyK for ages and ages, so I'll pop a link to that below. Come join us for the fun. If you're looking for Copics in Australia, you can get them at dawnlewis.com.au, and I hope you have a super crafty day. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing and liking this video. I will see you next time. Bye for now.